NC Pork, raising the bacon, raising the bar.
Our next guest is the winningest coach in the history of NC State football. He's led the Wolfpack to 10 bowl invitations and 3 top 25 seasons. We now get to introduce him as the 13th year head coach. Dave Doeren, welcome back to the North Carolina Sports Network. How are you?
I'm doing great.
You don't strike me as a superstitious guy at all. Do you have any? Because that number 13 is both crazy for your longevity, but also has some weird connotations to it.
I would say I am superstitious, but when it comes to 13, that's not one of the reasons. My wife's birthday is May 13th, so it's a pretty good number to me.
Among 130 plus FBS programs, there are only 5 coaches who have been in their spots longer than you have been in Raleigh with your family. What's the best way to describe how that has become home, the university, the city, the community, for all of you?
Well, we were looking for a fit. After my second year at NIU, there was a lot of opportunities coming at me. And, when we talked, Sarah and I, it's like, let's find a place we can be for a while. Our kids were at an age where we didn't want to move them again. And we found home in Raleigh. We found a blue-collar place. We found people that are our kind of people, that work hard, that support the university. We found a place that we liked being. The quality of life in the state of North Carolina is unbeatable, in my opinion. And where Raleigh's located, being 2 hours from the coast, 2 hours to the mountains, it was just the right fit, and that hasn't changed. I think I can be me. I don't have to apologize for, wanting to put on boots and a hat and go to a country music show and hang out and be around good people and enjoy myself. My kids have loved growing up in Raleigh. I have great friends in Raleigh, so it is home. I've never lived anywhere this long, even as a child, so this is where, one day I'll retire and walk around and see if people recognize me, I guess, and just have fun.
Well, you have those Midwest roots, and I don't know when retirement would come, but give us a sense of how much you've been able to explore this great state.
Yeah.
And would you really consider, when the coaching days are over, is this your longer-term home?
It's definitely our longer-term home, yeah. I mean, we'll retire here. We'll be at Lake Gaston, and we'll be up in the mountains in Boone probably, and spend our time wherever our kids are. And, yeah, I mean, I don't know when that day will be. I think this is a one-year-at-a-time thing anymore with the way college football is. And you dig in, try to do the best you can for your university, your players, your staff, and you reassess it every year and see what's in front of you.
In 13 years of interviews, both at these events and in other contexts, I'm running out of new questions for you, but I don't think I've asked you about your golf game. I have read that you are second in the Atlantic Coast Conference with an 11 handicap. Only Rhett Lashley has a better one. Give us a sense of how often you've gotten to play, and has that been part of your exploration of our great state with, Pinehurst and Grandfather Mountain and all these other great courses?
Yeah, I try to play. I don't play a lot because I can't with what we do, but I do try to get around and play different places. And definitely the topography of our state allows you to see a lot when you talk about golf courses and completely different layouts. And so there's a lot of really good golf courses in our state. There's a lot of really good golf courses out of our state. I grew up playing golf. My grandfather loved it. I was a caddy for a long time in my youth. Learned how to play watching a lot of good guys play the game. And I just enjoy being outside, man. Put some music on in a golf cart, have some beverages, get some good people with you, and just, try to laugh and enjoy the day.
Oddly enough, you've been around the block and seen a lot of things. Your 11 handicap happens to be one better than a guy named Bill Belichick, who has a 12 handicap. Given all that you've seen, and I imagine not much surprises you anymore, what do you remember about when you read that school down the road has a 6-time Super Bowl champion as its new head coach? And what are your thoughts about either the conversion from the NFL to college or any other aspect of this new phenomenon that we're all digesting here in Charlotte?
I'm excited to coach against him. He's arguably the best NFL coach of all time. And so, to me, this is a competitive sport. It's about winning football games. It's about trying to outcoach the other sideline, outplay the other sideline. And so whoever's on that sideline for them is going to be who we're up against. I'm excited that it's Coach Belichick. I have great respect for him. And, as far as the experiment or the watching the whole thing, I don't really pay attention that much. I'm trying to focus on what we're doing.
I know one of the most important things to you in your job description is just how you impact young men as human beings. When it comes to your on-the-field accomplishments, does beating the Tar Heels 7 out of 9 times rank somewhere near the top of the things that you're most proud of in terms of on the field?
Yeah, I think the rivalry games mean a lot. And when I was hired in my press conference, there was 2 things repeatedly said to me, that I can't wear that color. And I was like, okay. And coach, no matter what, make sure you beat that team. And so it's been something that means a lot to our university. I knew that coming in. I've been a part of other rivalries that were a big deal, and so I understood what that was like. When they were talking to me, I understood what it was like, at SC, and the SC Notre Dame game, the SC UCLA game, Montana State, Wisconsin, playing Minnesota for the Axe. I've been in some rivalry games, man, and so it means a lot to me that our fans have bragging rights, and all these in-state games mean something, mean a lot to the fans. And ultimately, I don't coach for the fans, but I want them to be proud of the school that they cheer for.
We may have to go rapid fire because you have so many other accommodations to get to. Spring practice was closed to the fans and the media. I have tried to thank you many times for your accommodating nature, so this is not a complaint. Did the closed spring reflect the transfer portal, new coordinators, or what went into that?
Yeah, having new coordinators and so many new players, to me, is the rationale behind that. Why give your opponents an advantage that they don't need to have? I've heard a lot of the banter about the people stealing your players because of your spring games, and it has nothing to do with ours. It was more like, hey, I don't need the other team that we open up with to see anything new that we're doing on offense or defense. The
nature of college football includes a lot of goodbyes, whether it's your favorite players going to the NFL or coaches tend to have to jump from time to time. What was the goodbye like with really a legendary defensive coordinator, Tony Gibson? Because I know you're happy for him becoming a head coach, but probably sad to see him go.
No, I'm really happy for Tony. I mean, one of his career goals was to be a head coach, and he did a great job for us. He's a part of us reviving our program coming out of a poor 2019 season. And so thankful to Tony and very, very excited to watch him lead his team at Marshall. We talked the other day. He's excited to be in that chair. And, as a head coach, you want your coaches to reach their goals. You do. You want them to do the best they can for you. And then at the end of the day, when those things are done, if they can move their way up, be an NFL coach, be a coordinator, be a head coach, you want those things for them.
You mentioned other in-state games. You have ECU in the opener. The last time we saw you and your guys on the field, I know you didn't like losing in the bowl game, and you really didn't like just the skirmishes that broke out toward the end. You were quoted saying, we have a lot to prove in that game against the Pirates. What all goes into a statement like that?
Yeah, I was embarrassed. That was one of my low points, seeing how our guys behaved on the field after the game. And, losing a game is one thing, but there's no respect for the game when you get into those kind of things. And to me, that's not who I am. It's not who our university is, and it's not what our players are going to be about. We need to go out and win the football game and play the right way. And then when the game ends, we need to go celebrate the win together. And it's not about the other team. It's about our team.
Last thing for Dave Doeren, we mentioned the new coordinators. Kurt Roper has been with you for 6 years. What makes him the right fit as you have C.J. Bailey back as quarterback?
Well, he and CJ have a great relationship, for one. There's trust there. And I've been with Kurt a long time, and Kurt is a guy that brings people together. He's a really good teacher. He's a great motivator. I felt like we had a lot of talent on the field last year that didn't play well together. And Kurt is a cohesive type guy. He's very good at bringing – and Tony Gibson was that way too. He could get the guys to play for each other. And offensively, we just – wasn't about the talent as much as it was doing it together. And I think Kurt will do a great job with that.
Thanks, Dave Doeren. See you again tomorrow, man. I hope you're not tired of seeing me.
No, not at all. Thanks a lot. Go Pack.